Hi, Emily, Kid Lit Book Love. I'm here to talk about Stuart Little, the classic children's novel by E.B. White. E.B. White is the author of the children's books Charlotte's Web, The Trumpet, and the Swan. Stuart Little was his first book, written in 1945. It's a very popular classic. It was made into a play, into a movie, a more recent one. Used in schools. Wonderful book. I read it for the first time and I wanted to do a quick little review on Stuart Little. It is very suitable for elementary age. There are no ostentatious scenes, nothing questionable. Very cute, very easy reading, and I didn't even come across any words that I didn't know, which does happen in some literature. This version, and it was done, this is the newer version that's re-released with some of the original art, sort of the vintagey style, and it does have some cute black and white illustrations throughout the book, and it was definitely, I read this in a day, and very cute. If you've read Paddington Bear, any of the Paddington Bear books by Michael Bond, it reminds me very much of that. Very similar parallels between the two. So you have Stuart, who is a little tiny mouse living with a human family, but he has these sort of anthropomorphic qualities that make him seem human even though he's an animal. So he talks like an adult male or an adolescent male. He wears human clothes. He drives these miniature human cars. He asks for root beers. He goes to stores. He teaches a class. So it's very interesting, just like with Paddington Bear, to have an animal living with a human family that seems human and nothing out of the ordinary about it. And so Stuart meets a bird, Margot, I believe was the bird's name, that he sort of kind of is hinted he falls in love with, or, the bird's kind of his soulmate, his friend, and she flies south and disappears one day. And Stuart goes on a journey, on a hunt to find her, and he leaves home, sort of like a very typical spreading your wings, kind of a coming of age story and getting out into the world story. And he goes searching for her, and the book ends, he does not find her still, but my favorite passages are actually at the very last page of the book, which I will read. So he's talking with a stranger after having some sarsaparilla, and the man says to him, after Stuart explains he's looking for the bird, the man says, "Following a broken telephone line north, I have come upon some wonderful places in my journeys. Swamps where cedars grow and turtles wait on logs, but not for anything in particular. Fields bordered by crooked fences broken by years of standing still. Orchards so old that they have forgotten where the farmhouse is. In the north, I have eaten my lunch in pastures rank with ferns and junipers, all under fair skies, with the wind blowing. My business has taken me into spruce woods on winter nights, where the snow lay deep and soft, a perfect place for a carnival of rabbits. I have sat at peace on the freight platforms of railroad junctions in the north, in the warm hours and the warm smells. I know fresh lakes in the north, undisturbed except by fish and hawk and, of course, by the telephone company, which has to follow its nose. I know all these places well. They are a long way from here. Don't forget that, and a person who is looking for something doesn't travel very fast." Stuart rose from the ditch, climbed into his car, and started up the road that led toward the north. The sun was just coming up over the hills on his right. As he peered ahead into the great land that stretched before him, the way seemed long. But the sky was bright, and he somehow felt he was headed in the right direction. And that's the end of the book. And so, very nice beginning of a journey, beginning and end of a book in the phase of a journey. Lovely passage, very nice prose, very cute book. Just, it's very much like Paddington Bear. Stuart's always trying to do something good or achieve something or help something, and he just makes messes of things, but he doesn't mean to. Very intelligent, and then he wants to do things like a normal adolescent. It's almost like an 17, 18-year-old. It reminds me of a boy who, he tries to court a girl, a miniature girl he sees for the first time. He thinks he's in love. He gets his first car drive. He buys nice clothes. He gets to do something for the first time, and then he leaves home. So it's very much, and I have an 18-year-old, so it made me think of that very much. And very nice story. Can't recommend it enough. Margalo, that's the bird's name. Margalo. and very sweet. And you know, he has some boat races. He builds a boat, and he has some little disasters, but really a cute book. I never read it before. I can see why it's so acclaimed. I would, if you're a reading teacher or a tutor, I would read it to the kids in your elementary class. I would give it to an older child to read. I enjoyed reading it myself quite a bit. I'm actually considering, I'm using Charlotte's Web in my master's thesis project, but I might make reference to Stuart Little in my research paper. So I would recommend it. Stuart Little, 1945, E.B. White. Very cute book. I really loved it. It's very touching and sweet and easy to read. It's just a nice, let's sit down for a warm, fuzzy kind of a read. If you're an adult who likes kid lit, read the original Stuart Little. It's super entertaining and super cute. Thanks for watching.